Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're always bringing out hi, welcome to the Cafe Gallery, right here at Gallery Cabaret. Hello. I was going to start by reading a bunch of poems from different people from the newly released issue of cc&d magazine. It's called Testament. There's this really cool statue of a guy who had a picture frame on it. I was going to read a bunch of these from different people and stuff to start off reading. This first one is the first poem that's seen at cc&d. It's called Mental Nervous by Janet L. Nouns. With the diagnosis of schizophrenia, all circuit boards are blown. Brainstorms stir his emotions, swirl stray thoughts into scrambled eggs. This is a poem from Michael Lee Johnson, who's actually from Itasca, Illinois, and he's never gotten his butt over here, so I've never actually met this man. But he's all over online, and this is called A Possum Slim V2. 105 years old today. Possum Slim finally gets his GED, drinks gin, talks with the dead. Strange kind of folks come around here, strange ghosts, he says, come creeping pretty regular. Just two ghosts, the only woman I ever loved, the only woman I ever shot dead. This is called All In by G.A. Chanel from cc&d. Testament. He laid his wife, life, family, everything he owns on this altar of her arms. She consumed that sacrifice with a benign smile. Though totally burned out, he never felt more alive than when licked by the flames of the flesh. I'm just picking, this is why I picked the really short ones that are in this issue that we just released. This is called Atonement by Luis Yerzabal. This is yours. This is Atonement. I take off my skin for you. I crawl on the wild grass, too. I become less than naked. I run my tongue through fire. I tie my tongue in a knot. I pull off all my hair. I burn off all my hair. I pour whiskey in the burns. I paper cut my heart for you. I was trying to do my best in reading that. This one is by Ronald Charles Epstein, and it's called this is a nice political one, After Alberta's Centennial. Provincial legislature grounds in the Prime Minister is left. The Premier is elsewhere. A visitor is arriving, walking through the empty grounds after the clowns have departed. Says something about I'm going to do one short one here by Eric Burbridge, who appears a lot in these issues. This one is called Minutes.
Hi, how are you?
Got one, need one, only had one, just one, wait one. Take one, relax one, go for one, be bedacking one, give me one, last one. A subatomic notch in time, simple yet complex, can't live without it. In this issue, and it's longer than that. And lots of people coming in here. This one is called Junk. We all think we're so important, all the way down to our DNA. But for all of our chromosomes, all our genomes, and our glorious genomes, those genetics, well, if you look at it closely, and if you look all the way down to our DNA, you'd be stunned to see how much of what we're made of is just junk. Yeah, I know, we've got so much DNA, we're such complex creatures, but think of it this way. A simple worm has maybe 7% junk DNA. A fruit fly, maybe 3%. And then there's us humans with our big brains, and our junk DNA seems to go off the charts. What a fun phrase though, junk DNA, because after discovering the helixes that make us, we found sequences with no discernible function. And we love that label, junk DNA. Maybe it's a sign that we're all just hoarders at heart. We all want more, and everything that we get has to be bigger and better, even if we don't know what it's for. Besides, because I mean, even a newt has a genome 23 times longer than ours. That's what that says about what we're made of, us little creatures, compared to rhinos and elephants, using our big brains to stay on top of the food chain over those deadly panthers, lions, tigers, and bears. Look how we've won with our opposable thumbs. We help 200 species go extinct every day. Wow, what warriors we are. Species on Earth haven't gone extinct like this since the dinosaurs. Wow, what warriors we are. We think we're all so great with our opposable thumbs and our really big brains. And when we look at it all, microscopically, we become smart enough to know our own DNA. And we start to wonder how smart we really are when we see how much of what we're made of is really just junk. Bunch of things and issues in cc&d and Out of the Dirt. I'm the editor of both, and if I get really short poems, this is what I like. Guess what? I'm going to read your stuff. And if anybody wants to submit stuff to me, you can find it on Scars Publications. Scars.tv is the web address. And now I'm going to shut up and I'm going to turn my Rainforest music off. Okay, no more Rainforest for you. No more Rainforest for you. Didn't want you to feel like you were like in a bar. I wanted to feel like you're in nature, I guess. But in the meantime, I'd love to call my first ever record. And anybody who wants to be added to the list, please let me know. And in the meantime, please, Jason Noah, are you ready, my darling? Please give it up for Jason Noah.
Jason has a feature next week.
Yeah! Tell us all about it.
But it's so taboo, because, yeah, I'm going to be the feature at Elizabeth's Crazy Little Thing open mic at Phyllis's Musical, and it's next Wednesday, August 12th at 9 p.m. It is an open mic, so even if you think I totally suck, come out anyway and do your own stuff, and, and not to, take business away if you're like, oh, the hell with that shit. Ross Berman will, I believe, be doing his singer-songwriter night here if you prefer to come here and do that next Wednesday instead. But
1800 West Division.
1800 West Division, the classic, legendary Phyllis's Musical Inn. I'm excited about it, like I say. And happy feature day to Jerry Pendergast and to all and Janet and Dina. Dina is our producer. So happy feature day to all. Now I'm gonna shut up and sit here silently for 5 minutes.
Cool.
America, the instructional. If you don't do this, you should be forced to. If you do this, you should be forced to. This is what you should do. This is what you should not do. This is how you are supposed to live. This is how you are not supposed to live. This is what you should sign. If you sign this, you are right. If you sign this, you are wrong. If you don't sign this, you are right. If you don't sign this, you are wrong. If you think this, you are evil. If you think this, you are good. If you don't like this, then you are selfish. If you want this, you are selfish. If you don't want this, you are selfish. If you don't want this, you probably know what's best for you. If you like this, you are stupid. If you like this, you are smart. You have good taste if you like what I like. If you don't like what I like, you should not be allowed to like. This is what you are supposed to eat. This is what you are not supposed to eat. Why are you eating while others are starving? Why are you not eating? Aren't you grateful? Don't you know that if you think this, you are wrong? If you don't think this, you are right? I am peaceful, but you don't deserve to be. No, I decide, not you. Yes, you are right. I should decide. You should want more of. You should want less of. Go this way, not that way. No, not this way, that way. What is your problem? Don't you have a problem with this? Why do you create so many problems? I have a problem with that. No, this. You should continue. You should stop. You should be forced to continue. You should be stopped. You're going the wrong way. A little to the left. No, a little to the right. No, not that far. Back up. What is the matter with you? What matters to you? Why doesn't this matter to you? Why aren't you stopping? You should be stopped. Freedom is the most important value, but not your freedom. Why don't you believe in my freedom? You shouldn't believe in. You should believe in. You should be stopped. Why aren't you stopping? Keep going. Stop later. Stop now before I... Haven't you been stopped? Why aren't you stopping? Somebody stop them. If you don't stop them, you are one of those. If you stop them, you are one of them. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, probably because it's my last time that I'm hosting this open mic, it makes me sad. I feel bad that the guy who's always first wasn't here, and he couldn't get to be first, but I'm going to call him up next. And I hope, well, who knows what he's going to perform. But please, ladies and gentlemen, we've got two great features this evening, so we've got a packed evening, so in the meantime, please give it up for Joffre Stewart. Come on up here, Joffre Stewart.
God, how I might need glasses. This first one I got at the Free Speech Festival that Newberry Library sponsors every year. It was read into the festival by the great nephew of the guy who wrote it. Darrell Blowbaum read it, and his great uncle was August Schliermeyer, 1868-1954. He was a kind of a leader of the hobos. He gives it the title Bughouse Square. There is a place on North Clark Street, far famed as Bughouse Square. There many birds daily meet, their grievances to air. Some sit, some stand, some walk around, while others roll upon the ground. These birds come from everywhere. Sure, many are home guards to spend their leisure hours there and listen to the bards propound their wisdom, quite aware that it is mainly just hot air. Most of them don't match to say, that most of them haven't much to say, while some forever spout the self-same subject day by day, the same week in, week out. Some have been spreading their hot air for 40 years at Bughouse Square. Night after night on Walton Place and Sunday all day long, a line of speakers fill the space, and there's a shifting throng, thinking they might find salvation from their plight of slow starvation. One speaker shouts, "You must repent. Turn from your wicked course. Your misery to God is sent to make you feel remorse." But why it hits both good and bad, it seems cannot. Why it hits both bad and good, it seems cannot be understood. Another speaker, quite sincere, hails the revolution that will make each and every sphere a social institution, replacing wealth plutocracy by industrial democracy. Some Wadley then gets on the stand and says, "You must unite in industries throughout the land, for therein lies your might. Whatever you can take by force and hold belongs to you, of course." A little further down the line, a fellow yells, "Look here! I am in favor of light wine as well as lager beer. For prohibition is a curse, and things have gone from bad to worse." Sometimes a group of whiskered gents talked of coming gloom when all who spurn the sacraments go to their final doom, down in the pit of brimstone fire, while they ascend to regions higher. Sometimes it may seem confusing when such conflicting schools, each one more or less abusing all famous golden rules. And though much may be just hot air, some good is done at Bughouse Square. I'm late because this is the 6th of August in Japan, and the one I gave you I was passing out in Hyde Park at the Henry Morse sculpture. Title is Olympic Hiroshima. A parasol gives protection from old Saul. An umbrella shades you from the rain. A nuclear umbrella casts a foreboding shadow and is really no protection at all from anything. When it collapses, you can't throw it in the trash because you are trash. Your carbon contributing to global warming, if that is still a concern, as it might be for some environmentalists who negatively hallucinate the Pentagon, the war system, as the biggest single global polluter and might be more concerned with the consequence of farts. But the nuclear umbrella is so damn leaky, even while it means no protection at all. Depleted uranium simultaneously attacking both the shooter and the shot at. Desert storms of pollution attacking the human genome. Humanitarian aids for cancer and birth defects. Uncontainable waste insanely accumulating over ever-shifting tectonic plates, always breaking, planning for disasters beyond the limits of insurance, with the victims to ensure the disaster, and election cycles never less than corrupt and on full automatic, fueling the nuclear cycle and decycling and recycling authority under various scams of sovereignty under the paramountcy of democracy aids in the body politic, which only tax resistors, which only tax resisting, not petitioning, direct actions can defeat, turn around, and restore what's left to sanity.
Because you want to have stuff to read. And I have a present for you. I was mentioning that I happen to run 2 literary magazines, cc&d magazine and Down in the Dirt magazine. I'm going to be moving, and I happen to have extra old copies of Down in the Dirt magazine. I'm not in these, I just put them together, and they don't even have covers. I've got extra copies, so if people want reading material, so I just handed one off to Joffre, and I think I'm going to give a copy to my newbie who I'm still looking forward to when he comes up here. And just so you know, they have grown over the years, and now they're sold through Amazon. So if you wanted to know anything about it, again, Scars on TV. But in the meantime, please, please give it up. Scream like freaking idiots for Adam. Adam, come on, come on, just like if you want to read
thanks guys, my name is Adam. It's my first time here. It's really cool. You all seem like great humans. I'm happy to be in your presence. I think I'm going to do a short one and then a long one, and then you can tell me if I have time for a short one. All right?
Okay.
This one's called Not That Mary. Mary calls me and tells me she fell for the same old tale of 2 cities blindfold, filled her gas tank with fool's gold. She moved to Columbia again, and she still doesn't have any friends. I yell at her, tell her that no matter where you're at, you'll still be the same old, not young but uncomfortable, not small but not formidable, pansexual virgin. And when you're forced to pick one of two things, and when both of which will make you unhappy, you find which has most of it and pick it. And hope you still know in a little bit, though you cut at your little wrist, it was only the vertical slit, so you didn't quite do it. Or don't. If you'd rather the more miserable matter, it might make you feel stronger, though the suffering's longer. And the rationale's slightly more vain and irresponsible, just pick it, but one or the other. Don't just climb up and down of your stairs like a clown, hauling certain things in and less certain things out, to decide when you're done that you've done it all wrong and the insides must now go back out. But if you do, you should lift with your thighs. But if you don't, you'll still probably be fine. This one's not typed, it's in my own handwriting, so I might stumble over it a little bit. This one's called "They Make Different Kinds of Lotion for Almost Everything." You get to an age where you're graded too harshly for staying too the same while the world changes colors and staying out too late, while your old body ages like you knew that it would, but you wouldn't believe it. You know, they don't tell you that in college, no matter how long it takes you to graduate. My eccentricities, he once said sarcastically, you wouldn't believe me, but when I was the old me, they used to be pretty delightful. I used to have nights full of drugs and of alcohol and not be this spiteful eyesore on a bar stool. Me and my friends used to play and pretend to be pirates at night with our mouths full. But now there's too many "we're not going to take this" nights and weekends, caught in the alleys and waste bins, "we're not going to take this" new friends, wearing "we're not going to take this" headbands, wearing "we're not going to take this" expression, and drinking and grinning discontent about his parents' basement and drinking all weekend until the "I'm not going to pay for this" kicks in. Until the cuteness is transmuted to disruptive and belligerent, and you can't come back till you dry out, and come on dude, get it together or get out, and all of your friends are getting older and you're still throwing up in the sink like once a week. All of my friends are getting boring, they're getting into grad school and engaged to their girlfriends, and I still wear a shit-stained cape into a bar in a small town because I can get away with this. Just like all my other, we're not going to remember this is getting old. When I was younger, I used to work in this mom-and-pop pizza shop, 8 or 9 or 10-hour shifts, rounding up tips and smoking in the no-smoking trucks and walk-ins, but really, who gives a fuck, really? The shop had a jukebox, and 4 or 5 or 4.5 hours in, I would slip into quarters that I would pilfer from the company's change pouch that I kept clipped to a belt that I borrowed from my father for 8 or 9 or 10 hours at a time, and eventually I just stole it. And halfway through the shifts, I would slip them in and punch in B26, Twisted Sisters, "We're not going to take this," and shake my head and my hair around for 4 or 5 or 4.5 minutes, and I wouldn't take any deliveries. And then the song would end, and I would take it for the rest of the shift. You get to an age where your injuries don't really go away. They heal, but they still stay in place, and your body and face are the same for the most part, just worse for the rest of your life. One night, me and my buddy Banjo were sitting on the roof at the end of a windstorm and playing our favorite game, which we affectionately refer to as "Who's the Biggest Alcoholic?" And there was this branch that had snapped but not fallen all the way down to the concrete driveway between our roof and the roof of our neighbor's apartment, and I thought that I could swing on it. And Banjo said, "No, don't do it," and I said, "Fuck you, Banjo," and did it. And I fell and I fucked up my ankle pretty badly, but at least I won the game. My ankle hurt pretty bad for the next 4 or 5 or 4.5 weeks, but it did heal, and these days it's fine. It's just worse for the rest of my life. Back then I didn't go to the doctor, but I could still limp to the bar. My eccentricities, he whispered ironically, they were cuter when I was younger, and I was cuter too when I was younger, and more fun too, and more fun to be around. Though if you ask around these days, there aren't that many people around these days who still remember when I was fun and cute and young and didn't want to take it. Not many around to remember those kisses and fist fights and racial slurs and all night. What the fuck's it even for? And that night I crawled into Rachel's car and I slurred that I wasn't going to take it and I didn't want to do it, but I did want to sleep on her floor. But I was so drunken that my enunciation was so bad and blurred that she thought that I did want to do it and she didn't want to take it anymore. So she got out and opened the door. And she got scared that I wouldn't get out, even though it was clear she was kicking me out of the car and a little bit out of her heart, because she probably secretly knew that I was really like this. She'd just never seen it before, and she didn't want to take it anymore. And in the morning, her boyfriend was going to be angry, mostly at me, but a little at her. He'll call me and tell me that they're not going to take this sort of thing from me anymore. They're grown-ups and they've got work and class and practice and shit in the morning. That my friendship's becoming a burden. To consider this my first and final warning, for Christ's sake. At 5 in the morning, we're not really mad, we're just disappointed. To say that you're sorry and take it more slowly and just be a little more boring. Don't make this a grudge that's worth holding. I told my buddy Banjo that I was going to get drunk and wear a cape, and he said those are 2 of my least favorite things that you do. You know, there's actually a lot they don't tell you in college, no matter how long it takes you to graduate. But I bet if it takes you long enough, you'll probably figure it out anyway. It's that way.
Make sure that you can have everybody go on up because it's over 5 minutes of lunch. But give it up one for
That's awesome. Thank you so very much.
You know what I need to do is actually grab this bag that's over here. I'm just going to announce stuff while I'm here because I'm loud. This one. Which bag am I looking for? Everybody who knows me, that I always say that every once in a while I have to pull out this big purple bag. And it is something for 2 phenomenal features tonight. Not only do we have, I think the crowds are for, Jerry Pendergast and Nina Stewart. We got 2 great features this evening. Bag is to collect for the split for our 2 features, and I'm just going to put in a bunch of money right now and start this off for our next open micer. And I believe, and Jerry will tell you about it, I think he's going to give half of his proceeds to
Chicago and sister cities.
Well, then now you know what it's for. Exactly. So you know where it's going to. It's Strip Plus Awesome. I suppose you could change your life savings, anything. Although, if it means give them money or give trust them money for a beer, please give money for this great establishment for Gallery Cabaret right here. In the meantime, I'm going to call up my lovely groovy sidekick, Mr. Wonderful himself. I usually always put him on number 4 on the list because I know people that used to always say that the number 4 person was always the asshole. So I'm debunking that. I'm debunking that because Bob Rashkow is Triple Plus Awesome. So give it up for Bob Rashkow.
Well, this is a shitty week, isn't it? Janet's leaving us. Well, not this week, but in a couple of weeks. And my mom passed away 4 years ago tomorrow.
Oh.
And we're saying bye to Jon Stewart tomorrow, too.
But we always have the Republican
But
debates
anyway.
tomorrow. Wait.
Yes, for a good laugh. I'm going to watch it. And speaking of that, this is anticipating 11/2016, and Dina, there you are. Dina and I once performed a little thing that she wrote called A Matter of Direct Observation. I guess this is my matter of direct observation for this year. Some of you have seen this, a few of you have seen this on Facebook already in variations. Isn't it sick? Aren't they all dopes? Taking our money away, along with our hopes. Send in the clowns. Isn't it blissed? All these right-wingers. By the way, if any of you are right-wing, I apologize.
No.
Each one believing that he's a true White House stinger. But look at the clones. There's too many clones. Just when you'd think we moved ahead, we got mowed down by such red guys as Ted Cruz. Hillary's trying again with her usual spunk, working on retorts to Repugnascum's bunk. Don't you love farce? Plenty right here, but we might end up with Third Bush skagging, my dear. Oh, so many clones, there ought to be clowns. Just wait till next year. And then the last verse. Isn't this gross? Doesn't it suck? Close to 20 wannabes all dissing Barack. How many more? Broth's already spoiled. If Bernie could clinch it, we'd be in the clear. Thank you.
The guy that's going to be taking over, and I might introduce him at the end of the night for you type, so I thought I'd read one haiku off of, I said it to cc&d and Down in the Dirt. This is the new issue, Down in the Dirt, and I just love that there's this big old field of all these crazy sunflowers all over the place. This is called Too Many Miles. I often just look for like some contributor that has a good title, and I'm like, that's going to be the name of the book. The end. But I thought I would do this haiku that is called Choice. Our only choice is to destroy ourselves. It's our choice. And so we do. I should bring the roster up because Erin Sweeney is the next one that's up here, and I should actually be able to call off so everybody knows their order. So is Erin Sweeney ready, my darling?
Yeah, I thought there was a 5 though. No, 6.
No, somebody was rearranged and moved, so that's the order for it. And that's somebody moved. Please, oh my gosh, let's give it up for Erin Sweeney. I always see her Facebook.
Thank you for that warm welcome. I'm sorry I've been gone. I live in Skokie now, which I know Bob also does because I saw him at Jewel.
I didn't recognize you now. I'm sorry.
So I only have 2, and I want to keep it brief so we can get right to Dina and Jerry, right?
Yeah!
Alright, so I'm going to go off the cuff. These are 2 I've rehearsed, and the first one is called Resurrection Day. Love. You touched me last night and resurrected something in me, forbidden, sweetest taboo, a lockbox around my heart, only your key would fit. My words, the holiest sorrow sacrilege to the poem you've been to me, the quiet, nearly silent thought you are betrays anything on paper. The glorious sin of your arms extends to my lips. One finger is enough to make me forget all that is. Resurrection Day is your love, the day where we love all equally. You somehow transmitted with the whisper of your flesh, simple extension of your irascible, ever important, unavoidable love soul, saccharine to the point of aching, yet my sweet tooth can withstand you, out of primeval need for you. Where somewhere carefully remembers the forest we first met, kissed, loved, listening to Krishna, Jesus, Buddha. It matters less when my heart knows more. All is the same when love is timeless, effortless, and true. Then I took a tree branch and compared it to your eyes, said the true height of your spirit is not contained by any size, cannot be quantified. All I know is I long to be near it, connected with mine. Don't call me anymore, love. Your voice doesn't echo, it just speaks inside. The gentle waves of you defy any love I thought I knew. The hush around us, like first fallen snow, switched to feathers with our staggered breath, gathers to down in my heart and rests. I can't be afraid. Now I know, and I trust. The joy of your speechless heart, too many lives deferred. Now no one may sever. No plot or chance may tear apart, for you are the word forever. Thank you. And the second one's a little more fun. It's from the only copyrighted book I have, which is called Dissection, and it's called Schizophrenic Subway Girl. I have a mixtape that goes with it too, if you want. I'm gonna make you a copy. Infatuation begins as a headache, ends as a heartache. Oh, we're torn apart, eh? Oh, I am yelling over the 120 decibels overloading my ears so I can hear you drumming on the whole of me, holler rip the soul of me, shake beneath my feet, voices in my boots. I swear I'm in cahoots, color lines drawn in my mind. State goes south, hate goes north. Believe me, dear, in my fear, we're heading down to your house, past pagoda shrines of memory meditation, mediating my moderation to let the sun shine through, bulldoze down my curves, ample up my nerves, now frayed and decayed to a whittle. I tell you, when I was little, we never took the red line. My heart of prayers and wine, spilt wild Irish rose inside, drunken but can't phone it in. Employers clearly saw my sin. 5 fingers went into envelopes, carpal tunnel, repetitive motion. There's no way one can make the ocean with Dramamine fresh water all around. How can evening thoughts abound when delayed currents rule my fate? Quote, who is this honky, hogging the single seat, telling me what stop I'm at? I best go get Chinese before my goddamn ass is asleep. End quote. We cackle down in love and ride, tackle down the spacious side. We are going fishing, throwing pennies, wishing we were merely freshmen once again and unafraid of all we are to be. I say a little prayer for you. I say a little prayer for me. Thank you.
As I said, I always see her face on her Facebook page. I didn't give her the appropriate screamy welcome. And in fact, the next person is also going to be a screamy welcome. I love this one. I don't know all the names. I'm going to say the names in order so that you guys know what's up. Ayala. I hope that was a great way to say your name. Was it?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. David Stewart will be after that. Bob Lawrence. We got Dan Weinberg. We got Elizabeth Marino. I'm going to see if there's any room to get our new host up at the end of the night to say hello with Dave Gecic. Before we get 2 great features. Oh, I'm going to stop talking, please, Ayala. My darling, give it up for her. As she comes on up, I'll explain while people see all the video cameras. Everybody gets a kick out of this. I like to say I'm in cahoots with the NSA because we like to record everything that you're doing. If this is the last week before I'm leaving to move, I don't know if this will be going up, but normally this will be up for a YouTube video cast. If you have a problem with that, you let me know, and I can remove you if I'm able to get this thing up online. So I'm just giving you the heads up on that.
No, give it up. Give it up. Are you again? Come on.
I'd like to do my good side with the camera.
Give her his there. You got it.
Came back, just came from work, so excuse the overblessing. You know, everybody looks back sometimes and thinks, who was that? You know, looking back at yourself and saying, what the hell was I thinking of? And as you get to my age, you do a lot of it. So this is what it's about, and it's kind of a Dr. Seuss type of thing. Unfinished business. I never blow my top off. Stay cool, I say, get down. So who's that erupting from my chest? Complete mess. Mad about numbers. Sometimes in the past I didn't correctly end. Numbers that are fighting back, snuggling at each other. Up in the air, catching some, I circle them in red. Content. Forget the past, too late, I tell me. Some numbers just won't end. Go to sleep, you left them in the red. Pitch black is the night as the numbers scramble. Leaping out of red, they whisper, dive into my head, pulling my eyelids apart, they peek inside my head. I feel them digging for the dead, buried under a heavy tongue or stone or my bed. My head is splitting, smells so bad. Wake up, I scream. Turning on the light, I grab the cat to bed. He looks at me like I'm mad, and deep asleep he purrs. It's now, the past is dead. Waves his tail around and shoos all numbers back to red. Circled and contained, the cat half bagel round my head. As morning light spills in, the numbers slowly fade. I sip some coffee and take the garbage to the curb.
Usually poets are like, I want to see how much tape. I didn't expect a one and done. That was awesome. Thank you very much. And I hope I've got all these names up and I can't even see. You know, crazy life. David, my darling. David Stewart. Yeah, there he is. I want another idiot, screamy, crazy welcome. Give it up for David.
Thanks, I got 3 quick ones. First one's called Life in Glass. A few drops are rich and full of curiosity, like a newborn smelling a rose, or an adolescent fumbling with zippers and bra straps in the back of his father's Continental. A few more sips lead to euphoria and paranoia, dancing erratically on the edges of the id, as if someone switched the record from 33 to 78 RPM, making Tchaikovsky sound like Gene Krupa. Soon enough, the bottom is reached, and like a John whose clock ran out with the downtown trick, you're not sure whether to come or leave as the wall gets thinner and memories obscured with regret. Regret is overshadowed when new life is formed as the barkeep pours another glass. And next one. Thank you. Next one's called This American Life. The Sunday papers no longer hits the doorstep since the news is on Dad's phone, when he's not using Tinder or Ashley Madison to satisfy his matrimonial bone. Breakfast turns to lunch since Mom has had a busy morning with her lithium diet and 7 Bloody Mary to keep her from feeling boring. Junior's whittling away at his special tool as he searches for love on his webcam. He searches for tissues to wipe away his lust and instead uses his failed midterm exam. Big sister is on her 3rd hit of acid to calm her knobs before work. Dancing at the Admiral for friends of her father with $200 a night plus free whiskey branded with perks. Grandfather sits by the window with his Bible, wondering when Judgment Day will come. With morphine euphoria, he shouts to the heavens, "Thy will have been undone." And last one. Thank you. This last one's called Another Night in Boston. 3 cans of Heineken all in a row inside a beat-up Porsche. It was the place that he called home, with his friend named Remorse. His wife picked him out after 5 years of schnapps, coke, and speed. They consumed their farewells with false lust that made them bleed. Solace and sanctuary was sought from Candy on Blue Hill Avenue, when she wasn't being hassled by Jimmy for spending his money on glue. He was absolved of his sins, but still felt empty as he sat in an L Street bar with the Jack Daniels gentry. Across the bar, he sees his brother, smiling and not giving a damn. His photo hangs above the bottles, along with his KIA letter from Vietnam. The sun rises over the Charles River as he promises Sean the barkeep that his drink will be his last. He stumbles out into the streets, all paid with fool's gold, searching for his past. Thank you.
It's from years ago, and you've got reading material.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
No problem. I think give it up once more for him. Come on. I have no astronomy-related or scientific reference to call out my guy, my Bob Lawrence here. But I'm looking forward to the fact that Bob and Bob are in the Bob and Bob show in a week and a half, and I'm going to be featuring a little bit at the same time at Let Them Eat Chocolate on August 14th, the day before I'm leaving. But please,
Bathing and gelato together.
bathing and gelato together.
Can't wait gelato.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bob Lawrence. Come on.
Figuratively speaking, yeah. This is a little piece called Iris, 5 very quasi sonnets. 1. Flowers are the sexual organs of plants. We hide ours, they flaunt theirs. So it is with the iris, whose flower unfurls from a colorful bud, shaped like a candle flame, whose 3 sepals look like its 3 petals instead of dull green leaves, whose strong, sweet scent evokes memories of love and spring. 2. I am the anti-gardener, bumbler with red thumb. My astilbes atrophied, my crocuses croaked, my roses rotted, my marigolds misfired, my hollies hibernated for good. But every year the sword leaves of my irises slice through the weed-ridden earth of my anti-garden to blossom bold and lure the plump bumblebee. 3. Flowers exhibit both sexes, but in their bloom we see female form, character, dress, and name. Iris but one of many of the floral variety. Rose, lily, violet, magnolia, petunia, scarlet. Rhoda, rosemary, daisy, dahlia, amantha, daphne, willow, ivy, chrysanthemum, angelica, laurel, yolanda, and more, lined up like flower pots in a curbside nursery. 4. And Iris was a famous novelist. But when I think Iris, I see a trailer amidst trailers and trees. Out steps an old hound dog with matted fur, followed by bleach blonde Iris in faded dress and flip-flops, a cigarette perched on her bottom lip. When the light hits her face just right, you just know she was cute 10 years ago. Now don't you poop here by the door, she tells the dog. Then she yells inside, Merle, why don't you come out and see the morning sun for once? It's the most beautiful day out here. 5. In the time it took to write these poems, the flowers of my irises budded, bloomed, and died. Does nature teach here a lesson more subtle than here today, gone tomorrow? A lesson more poetic than manage your time better, schmuck? The flower of the iris quickly disappears, not rare in space, but in time. And beauty cannot beauty be without a touch of rarity.
Thank you very much. I wasn't planning on taking more time, but I just found out that my Aunt Rose just died.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, we got a text from my sister. And I don't know why, I just thought if I could come out, and this is just insanely short, it doesn't relate to her, but it's about sadness. This is a chapbook that Patrick Curley of Water of Life Press just released. It's a 20 print copy edition. It's made out of grocery store bags. It's like the coolest thing, and I've just got copies of these. And if anybody wants a really cool collection of poems on really cool paper, I'm selling them for just $2, and they're signed and numbered and everything. But I'm just going to do this short one before I call up Dan Weinberg. This is called Ashes. Dachau's gas chambers work every morning as snow settles on ashes. And this has nothing to do with the Dr. Schmoot calling. I still want to keep going calling Dr. Schmoot. Please give it up for Dan Weinberg. Come on!
Thanks, Janet, for putting my artwork in
It's cc&d.
cc&d, number 34.
No.
With some number.
256.
256.
There's a lot of numbers on this thing.
Right.
We've got a lot of positions.
This is called Pancho Sanza for Peace in Target. Pancho Sanza is in Target in the soft towel section. In the simplicity of the shelves, one after the other. Pancho reaches for the washcloths, but he can't explain their washness. He reaches for the dish towels, but instead comes anarchy. Pancho will either demonstrate for peace or disappear. He is a creature who protests 24/7. When goons ask Target for help, no one runs up and offers oxygen or a light. Pancho ponders peace. One unexploded nuclear bomb lays on aisle 9 on sale. Very popular. Maybe it's me, but this could be something on the 9 o'clock news. Keep protesting for peace, Pancho. The sanity of the world depends on you. Pancho raises his sign higher. Pax por el mundo. Thank you. The Japanese hacked me, and now all I want is revenge for the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The moon is so tired after being up all day and night. What if the Chinese hacked the sun? Could they move it to China? The Chinese hacked into my stomach. Now all I eat is sweet and sour chicken. My politics were hacked by Occupy. Now all I do is protest the 1%. Pretty soon at work I will be replaced by an artificial intelligent robot. No, never. I keep losing weight. I'm down to 149. Soon I will be weightless. Henry Kissinger hacked my phone. Now all I get is a busy signal. The KGB interrogated me for 10 hours, and all they got was my social security number and my URL. April Fool. Henry Kissinger was arrested for war crimes. April Fool. George Bush was arrested for war crimes. April Fool. Barack Obama was arrested for war crimes. April Fool. Henry Kissinger ordered the overthrow of Salvador Allende on September 11, 1973. He was arrested and thrown in the clink. April Fool. The NSA hacked into my stomach. Now all I eat are peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. The Chicago Teachers Union hacked into my brain. Now all I want to do is get a seat at the negotiation table. The Chicago Teachers Union isn't asking for the moon, only for a little respect. So they hacked into my phone and dialed up. Janet and John hacked into my phone and moved to Texas. Thank you.
Pieces of artwork, and yes, cc&d does happen to take artwork as well. And in print, it only comes in black and white, but it's there on the page, and so you can see it in color online. And if anybody had artwork they wanted to submit, they could have an art page and everything, and it's really groovy cool. And all these people keep showing up, so I have to be really quick to tell you your order of the remaining people. Elizabeth Marino, you better be ready and better be quick. And then we've got Eric Esden, and then we have Kathleen Schandelmeier. Yay! And then hopefully we get to hear something from Dave Gecic before we go to features. In the meantime, Elizabeth Marino, my darling, are you ready? Hopefully we can run late.
Elizabeth!
No, I left my couch yet.
Elizabeth!
This is a poem that was accepted for but would not appear in the new anthology News for World Peace. Litany for Peace. Pick up a rock, set it down. Pick up a rock, set it down. Backs bowed, eyes to ground, set it down. Eyes to ground become embers, inflame the underbrush, set it down. Lit underbrush, hot brush, cracks open forests, set it down. Across the field we can only watch. We have the right to exist. We live our lives on cold streets, crave homes of our own. No school, no hospital, no ministry of justice is impervious to flame. Set it down, set it down, set it down now. Thank you.
gems from all these people. Thank you so very much. Give it up once more for Elizabeth Marie. Come on. And when he wrote about an orchid at the gallery, I thought he was talking about me. No, I don't think it was, but I can always be wishful. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Eric Esden. Eric, come on, darling! And that's one of them that's going to be in the book, which will be done at some point. But if you sit there.
Thank you. Very short poem. Another night. Another night which has been gone. You are so far out of my reach. Another kid which has been lost. Your side of the path just empty spot. Another night spent alone. Another dream unfulfilled. Another touch of the vacuum of the night. Thank you.
And I wasn't going to read something, but I'm going to do it really briefly because I get to call up Kathleen Schandelmeier-Bartels now. Yay! And I just was interviewed for an hour on WZRD radio with her, and I was talking about the book release called Bon Voyage, and it was about my 20-year anniversary as a vegetarian and going to India and understanding everything about cultural differences in the caste system and sexism. And so I thought I'd read this one, which I believe I read on the radio. This is called Unless. Feel the warmth from your sun touching legs, shoulders, your skin. Unless you're a woman. Because that's the way it is. Very strange. But in the meantime, she can sew all the legs she wants. Please, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, thank you so much for coming. Give it up for Kathleen.
This is where I met my first husband. So I got to do a poem for him. It goes like this. So, I walk into the bar where my no longer husband is working, right? And I see him working on a woman's lips. They're going at it like they're doing it, only with their clothes on, right? They look up and they see me and they stop. And I say, go ahead, continue, don't stop on my account. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them kiss. Cat fight. I hear people in the background murmur, cat fight. Cat fight. I would dirty my fingernails with the hair on her head. She can keep that filthy, alcoholic, drug-addicted, shame-faced liar who goes around abandoning women and children left and right like they're old shoes. She can have him. But the crowd wants blood. They want excitement, right? So I pull out a gun and I make them take off all their clothes and do it. Right there in the middle of the slimy cesspool bar, on top of the pool table. I make them do it over and over and over again until she's raw and bleeding and they're begging me to stop it. I make them do it until his, falls off. Yeah, it falls off right there inside of her where it festers and grows into a dark, malignant pregnancy. A seething, oozing pustule of a thing that she's obliged to give birth to. And it turns out to be he himself, my no longer husband. I see them going at it and I smirk. Evil thoughts. And I just wrote this. Chicago. Vacant. Janet Kuypers shaped hole. Never filled. Blessings bloom in Texas while we cry. Unfair! Don't go! Even the animals will miss you.
Make me sad. It's because I'm animalistic. No, I don't. That was very, very sweet. Thank you very, very much. We've got two great features that are coming up right after I'm done doing this, talking about, being a host and such. Because after this week, we happen to have two features on August 19th. Eric Esden, which you just heard a little bit of, was one of them. And the other one is Dave Gecic. He also is the man that is taking over this poetry open mic starting in 2 weeks. I feel really, really bad that I can't be here for that, but I thought if Dave Gecic is willing to come up here for a second or a hug or an introduction or anything, or else I will just have to say ask everyone to sing along with me early because it's early for your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you. So, let me introduce to you our new host for the Summer Bike. Come on over, David
You remember when my birthday was?
NSA.
What?
NSA.
That's true.
I don't know if you wanted to read it.
Actually, it's strange. I have like file folders and all the poets. And if I get a flyer or something somebody's reading, I put it into the folder. So I got a filing cabinet full of folders on all the poets. My Joffre folder is like this thick. Now, if I ever die, which I might not.
We question.
I ever die, the put-ahead papers go to the University of Chicago and they're going to be archived in their library. So there's this file folder about this thing full of Joffre stuff. That's what I'm at the University of Chicago. Now whether they keep that stuff or not is up to them.
Would you like to read
I'm going to read a poem.
Awesome stuff for Dave.
I'm here, so I'm going to read a poem. And I'm glad to be keeping this going. This is like coming home for me, because this is the first place I ever emceed at like 25 years ago. God, I was younger. But there is I was younger, but there is somebody that's been hosting longer than me in this room. And I won't tell anybody what her name is. But anyways, yes, I'll be here on the 19th. On the 19th, we're going to do a late show. It's going to be 9 to 11. So I'll email a whole bunch of people, put it on Facebook, and tell the whole world about it. But we're going to have a late show on the 19th. So Eric, we're featured late. And it's going to be cool to be featured with you. And it's going to be cool to be featured at the first time I'm featured as the host here.
So awesome. I wish I could see it.
Well, are they going to still videotape the stuff for their stuff?
I don't know what they're doing. This is why I bring cameras.
Okay.
I got to take care of this crap myself. So.
Okay, well,
make them do it. Make them do it, because I've got the
I
cameras.
could do it on my cell phone a little bit. I'll tell you when it's happening. But anyways, I'm wearing my father's watch. It doesn't fit me very well, and it's not quite my style. But you see, it's my father's watch. It'd be strange if I ever was to take it off. The color of my skin with a silver white ring around my wrist, as fresh as the day I was born. Sometimes it's heavy, so heavy that it draws down my arm, draws down both my arms, so I could no longer fight against what it wants me to do. You see, it's my father's watch. And I don't as much wear it on me as it wears on me. It's my father's watch. What's going to be different about the Puddinhead readings going down the road? If there is anything special going on at Estelle's, at Estelle's. I used to run a reading at Estelle's. At the gallery, if there's something going on, and there might be a later show from 9 to 11. I kind of like later shows too, and I like the variety of having an early show and an older show, because there's younger and older people. The old folks can't come out for that. Doing a little more promotion. I plan on having one feature probably in the future, and like inviting the whole world to come here and read. So that's what I plan on doing. Thanks.
There are some schedules that are set up for, features scheduled up for 2015. One of them is 2. That is, if I happen to be in town in the beginning of September, I will be sharing a feature space with our sidekick, Bob Rashkow. Oh yeah, there's that one. That's if I'm in town, I'll be joining him and doing something here. That's if I'm here. And of course, you've got 2 on the night that you're starting as a host. Now, 2 minutes, count them, 2. Keep Tressa extra stupid, crazy busy. And we're gonna have 2 phenomenal features in just a few. Thank you.